Using Canva to create book cover design is nice and simple. So if you'd like to know how I created a book just like this one using Canva, make sure you tune in. Hello and welcome. My name is Romney from Global Self-Publishing, and thank you very much for watching my YouTube channel. I want to show you the simple steps that I've taken to create a book very similar to this one. This is the Australian version with mum rather than mom. So what I'm going to do is show you how I created the cover for this one, and even show you some of the internal pages as well of how I created this book and the simple process that I took using Canva. Now, you can use my affiliate link below, which will give you Canva Pro, and Canva Pro will just give you so many more elements and flexibility within Canva to create amazing designs. So make sure you check out canva.com. So let's get into this video. It's going to be going to the existing book cover. Let's have a look at the elements that I've used and how I've put this book together. And it's a great seller for Mother's Day and for Christmas Day, and it continues to sell even though I created the book over 12 months ago now. I've also got it listed on Ingram Spark, which is another great way of promoting or selling your books, not just on Amazon KDP. Let's get into this lesson right now. So as I mentioned, I completed this cover over a year ago now. So what I thought I'd do is initially show you the finished product, and then what we can do is just work back and I can show you some of the elements that I used to create the book cover. Now, if we look at the front cover, you can see that some of these images are individual. So I've just grabbed the individual image right there. I've used different font types. So this is Sans Serif Pro. This one is Sans Serif Pro. And this one here, which if I can click on it there, is the same. So what you don't want to do is mix too many different kinds of font types on the one book cover. Now, if we will look at the back cover, so I'm going to go here. What I've done is simply grabbed one of the images and included on the back with a short spiel about what the book's about, and it's a great way of having it. So if I looked at this one right here, you can sort of see how I've used that on the back. As I said, this is the Australian version, but this is the hardcover version of the book. This is actually an 8.25 by 11, not an 8.5 by 11. The 8.5 by 11 you can do paperback, but you'd need to change it to an 8.25 by 11 to do hardback for Amazon KDP. So you want to give your customers opportunity to purchase hardcover books if possible, particularly if it's for a gift book. And this is a journal documenting the life of mum, and so you want it to be a nice hardback. So the I guess quality wise it's there, but also longevity, and that hardcover is going to last a lot longer than what a paperback might do. So when we're looking at this, we can see all the details there, and then the manuscript. You can see inside here how I've created this, and I've got some pages here. I've also got the images put in the back, and I've got the family tree there, and it's took quite a long time to be able to create these images. But if you spend the time to create the images, and using a software like Canva Pro will give you some of these better images that you want. And this manuscript is about 85 pages, 86 pages, and what it's done for people's lives is it's allowed them to capture the details of their mother's life, which is amazing. And some people just don't ask those questions that are included in this book right here in the manuscript. So what I will go to, and back to do is, this is an 8.5 by 11 as mentioned earlier. So I've actually documented it right here at the title. And if we break this up a little bit, let me copy this cover and then we can have a bit of a look. So I'll just go to File and I'm going to make a copy. And what we're going to do is just call it, we'll just leave it as Copy of Mum's Life Journal. So then I can play around with it and I'm not going to mess up the original. So if we have a look at these different graphics right here, what I did for this one, from memory, again, this is about over 12 months ago I created this book. If I go to the elements, and if I did watercolor flower, and I missed the U in there, and I go to graphics, you can see the different watercolor images that come up. And if you go through these images, you can see the crown. The crown indicates it's a pro image only. Now, you can filter these images. If you just want to do the free version, you can click free right there. And then what that'll do is provide you just with the free images that Canva provides if you've got the free account. If you have Canva Pro, then you can have all those extra elements with the crown. And I just think for the payment annually for Canva Pro is just worth it, because it only takes a few book sales to earn that money back. So that's why I've got Canva Pro, and I use it for YouTube thumbnails and things like that as well. So let's have a look here. So what I've done is I've got the italics I felt was going to be good. So all I did was have Mom, and I wanted to choose the right font type that was going to be suitable for it. Now you could change this. You could have a look at the different types that potentially might work. If we go down here further, maybe this one could potentially work as well. But what I'd probably look at also doing is changing those to the same font type. And you can also see, so I can grab these ones and I can move them around, move that a little around, and I might have to just move that, and you can see how it locks it into place, those little lines. And what I do is bring that down, center it. I can, if you weren't quite sure where the center was, if it was there, just go position and center it right in the middle there, and then bring this down again. I want to make sure it's centered, and you can have it centered right like that. But remember, you probably need to change all of these. If you are going to change the font type in one, you don't want different font types, more than 2 different font types. You just want to keep it quite consistent. And again here, I might want to change that. Probably that one could remain the same. So what I've done, I've got the individual image here, which I did a search on. It might have been watercolor rose. And it might have been one of these ones. I can't remember exactly. That looks pretty similar. That might be it. Or it's a little bit different, that one. But you can see that's as effective. And so if we want to go layer, send backwards, we might get rid of that one for the moment. And we can go layer, even if we go send, well, I don't know if I go send all the way to the back, yeah, that works as well. So you could have it something like that, which looks effective because it's behind the writing, but it's not really covering up the writing. You could lower this a little bit. And with the outside, this is, if I detach image, that's the image right there that I used. So you can see it was a ring of roses, and if I go back here and go set as background image, it takes it all the way to the back and is really effective. So what I'd probably do is watercolor border, watercolor flower border, and that will bring up different options for you to look at as well. So you can see the different options. So if we go add a page, we can add these ones. So you can see that would be one option. And it's about sorting through the different filter options that you might find. So let's have a look through these a bit more. If we go, let's go watercolor flower frame. This is more like it. So you might have something like this. So you could lock that into place. You might like to have that, and you can flip it around. You can flip and horizontal it. You can change these images. So you can have those in position like that. There's one of our images there, so you could click that and have that there as well. This might be this might be the back cover that you're creating. If you scroll down further, there might be other really nice frames that you could do. And if you want to, you just go set as background image, and it'll lock it in that. If it's a bit like if it goes too far, you might just have to lock it in like this, and then you can duplicate it. So let's copy it and Control V. And what we do here is go flip, and we go flip vertical, and we can lock it in, and you can change that around. If you wanted to, you could also edit the photo, and you can do different color types. You can see all of these different color types here. If you want to change that, it's quite nice. It looks like an orchid, that one there. And you can change all that up as well. So it gives you a nice look and feel. It's a softer approach to creating book covers. And that's the way that I've gone ahead and created this cover right here. You've got little dots you can put in there. So if you wanted to have a little plate there, you could do that. And then let's look on the back cover. So if you go back cover here, all I did was grab the color flower, or the watercolor flower there. What I sometimes do is if I grabbed these two, so if I just delete this for the moment, delete that one. If I copy, so you can hold and copy that. If I'm creating that back cover, I'm going to just Control V, and then I can reduce it. And then I can put my flower if I want to, in the corner, wherever that might be. You might want to move this. You might go position, center, middle. Whoops, that's not going to work. We might undo all that. Go there. Just lock it in the middle. That's probably about the middle there. Grab that. Put that there as well. And remember, you've just got to be careful when you're creating the cover that a bit of the trim may get cut off. So you've just got to be very careful that if you're doing something like this, you might want to move it just slightly away from the edge. So that if there is a small trim, you can do that. And then if you have your description, you can have your description and put all the details there as well. So that's how I've been creating this particular cover. If we go back and bring it all into place, there we go. We've got all of that in detail there. Remember, you can change the different sizes that you want to, but I just think it's a really effective way of creating this kind of gift book, and you can change whatever you want to regarding your design. Just bring the elements together so it's nice and colourful. I've actually decided for this book, particularly the inside manuscript of this, to have it as colour. And that way, if it's a gift book, people are going to love that. And you could potentially provide a black and white option, but I like the colour option. So I hope that's helped you regarding the cover design of this particular book and how I put it together using elements, but particularly using Canva Pro for those additional ones where you've got the crown, because they really do stand out if you can use the better quality elements rather than the free elements. And that's just a great way of designing your book covers for anyone that would like to purchase them as gifts, and you can list them on Amazon KDP or even Ingram Spark, which I've got my books listed on. So the next thing I'll quickly want to show you, if you wanted to create this into the book cover, and let's say we're doing a paperback, the best place that I reckon, if you don't want any issues at all, is just to use BookBolt. So I'm going to go to BookBolt right here. I've signed in. I'm just going to take myself off here, right here now. And what I'm going to do is go to BookBolt Studio. And I'm just going to log in. And I've started creating this already. So let's go back to the start. So let's just go new project. And we're going to do just the cover. We're going to do a paperback cover. You can choose, remember, hardback cover as well. So if you had an 8.25 by 11, you could do that. But we're going to do an 8.5 by 11. So paperback cover, we're going to call it Mum's Journal V2. So don't get confused. We're going to do the trim size. We're going to go 8.5 by 11. We're going to do standard color. You could do premium if you wanted to, but I'm going to do standard, and I'm going to do 86 pages. Create project. And what BookBolt will do is create everything for you, all the right dimensions, which is What I initially had a lot of trouble with when I was trying to submit books and getting the wrong dimensions, and it was asking me to add different millimeters, add 12 millimeters here and there. So what you need to do is go to this icon right here and you upload the images. So I've already uploaded the front and back cover of this. So you click on that right there, that'll put it on there. And what we probably want to do is stretch it up to that first black line and do the same, stretch it down to there and then go across here. And what we want to do, you can keep the background color. So if you wanted a different background color, so this is the background. I'm just going to make sure we got the right background color. Cancel that. So this is the background color. Cancel that. Let's actually, I think I just need to check. And if we just go to this button right here, so what we need to do is check that, and that will change the different color for us for the background. So currently it's white, but we could move this and make it into more of a pink color. And if we click this button here, this will actually fade away the background there. And so you can move this to where you want to give you the color. So maybe like a pink color might actually be suitable. And we go, okay. And then we can also bring this back, fade that back if we want to make sure we got all the lines and everything that we need. So we go, okay. So now we've got the paper color, which is the background paper color behind this template. And then what we need to do is go there and we're going to go and click that one. Then what we need to do is move this across and we're going to lock that in. See that line that went up and down? You can see as I lock it in right, there it is, right there. And what I'm going to do is extend this. That line right here is the edge of the spine. So I'm going to drag that up right there, drag this down, and I can also drag that down if I want to, right in that line. And I want to make sure this is nice and even with this one as well. Therefore, I've got the cover perfectly ready to go using BookBolt. All I need to do now is to go download, and this is the printed books. We want the CMYK, and then this will download and save it into a PDF file. So we go download. This is checking it. So you'll see it come up in a moment and provide the file type, and I'll show you that file type once it's downloaded. So now it's downloaded and you can see the PDF file as it is needed to be successfully uploaded to Amazon KDP if you're doing a paperback book. That's the 8.5 by 11. So if we go out of this again, we go back to here, we go okay, and that is the cover that we have for our Mom's Life Journal. And that's how I put together the paperback to make sure it's in the right file format using BookBolt. You can use Canva, and that's another way, and I can probably create another video at another stage about formatting it using Canva alone for that. But in short, you could go to KDP, get the details or the size details, because it's got a little calculator that you can use, and then you can just plug those details into the Canva and under create a new file, and then you put the new dimensions in, and that would allow you to put the front and back cover and save it as a PDF. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to design book covers with Canva. Great way of designing book covers for Amazon KDP or Ingram Spark or any of the other platforms that you sell your books on. Remember, if you'd like to support me, then use the affiliate link for Canva below. And until my next video, I'll see you then.